Hello, hello, hello. JoeHart here, a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities, and it's Formula One weekend. Shortly, we're going to have the FP1 free practice 1, and then later today, free practice 2. You know, their normal, typical schedule. And then tomorrow for Saturday, there'll be free practice 3, and then qualifying, and then Sunday will be the race. So that's what is in store for at least me. I'm pretty excited about the Formula One. I mean, I'm, as y'all know, I don't like domination. I don't like dynasties. I don't like bullying. And I really liked Max Verstappen, his first win and kind of his second win. But it's not, and I don't think I'm too concerned about his personality. I mean, we pay these people to race. We don't pay them to be nice, cool, super nice guys. I mean, that's not why we pay them. So I'm not too concerned about him not being a super nice person. But anyway, I think there's a lot of storylines going on, like, and these are in no particular order. I would, with my OCD, I usually list them all out and then spend, many minutes deciding what's the priority for everything. But by the way, so before I forget, I just wanted to say hello and welcome to all my spectators, watchers, viewers, listeners. Other people use other words, but I don't use those too often. I've said them, but spectator, I think, is the one I'm going to stick with mostly. But I prefer comments and such. That's always it's good to hear where what platform or what platform or destination you're watching me from, and then it's always good to get comments. That's how you set up a dialogue, and that's how you that would be great. So anyway, I've got the TV on. I'm going to be as I've been, I redesigned my studio. I guess it's a studio. And so I'm going to have an earbud in, and the way I work, that gets me distracted, and then it gets me to, probably talk too loud. I already talk loud, but I probably talk louder because I have that in my earbud, in my ear. Anyway, but yeah, the different stories in no particular order. Fernando Alonso seemed to do really well the first race, and when we were disappointed that he qualified whatever it was, 5th or 6th, and everybody was disappointed, it's like, wow, we've come a long way in just one race. But he did really well, so I'm expecting similar stuff from him probably most every week. I'd love to see him up front, not as the 4th team, but as the 2nd or 3rd team, just right up there. So that would be cool. And then let's see here. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc had a power unit failure, and then he gets a 10-place grid penalty for this week. So that's similar to what reliability issues they were having last year, and of course they blamed everything on Mattia Binotto. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, but I think it's Mattia Binotto. And I don't think it was him. I liked Mattia, but I think Ferrari, it's high stress job working for Ferrari. It's the most famous team, and in Italy, the most highly regarded person in Italy is the Pope. And the second most highly, highly whatever I just said, person is the person in charge of Ferrari. That's always, it's a really huge thing, and it's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of, and Frederic Vasseur, that will be an interesting, how that goes and stuff. What do we got here? Okay, so 921. So the streaming, the coverage for Free Practice 1 is on ESPN2, and the event is from 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is in 9 minutes. But the streaming, the programming comes on 5 minutes early. So it starts in 4 minutes, and then the cars will be moving, assuming it starts on time, which, Formula One usually always starts on time. But so the broadcast starts in 4 minutes, and then the cars start moving in 9 minutes. So I want to make sure I get to that. But let's see. I have to, sorry, I'm going to flip on this light so I can see a little bit here. So anyway, when I write one comment, it's written 4 times. So yeah, it goes to JoeHart, Invisible Disabilities Advocates, on my Facebook page, and then Francis Assistant on my YouTube backup channel, and then JoeHart on my primary YouTube channel, and then JoeHart 2 on Twitch. And then, Nightbot responds by saying, please subscribe to my primary channel, JoeHart PwD's 8641. That's JoeHart PwD's 8641, person with disabilities, plural. 8641, random number that YouTube gave me. And my backup channel, Francis Assistant -NK1GC. That's Francis. It's actually apostrophe, but not in the name. Of course, you can't put apostrophes in names. But, the link can't have an apostrophe, but my name has the apostrophe. So Francis Assistant -Nancy Kevin 1 George Charlie. Thank you very much. And then I modified this a bit. Please follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you. That's TikTok, JoeHart35. That's Twitter, NASCAR Inc. And then JoeHart PwD's 8641. I made it 2 lines instead of 3, so it wasn't blocking everything. And then I slightly modified my the ticker. Hello and welcome all. Please comment. Hello and welcome to all. Please comment and mention platform destination you're spectating from. Please follow me on TikTok, JoeHart35, and Twitter, NASCAR Inc. Thank you so much. JoeHart PwD's. So anyway, sometimes it's quick changes and slow changes. Okay, so the broadcast starts in a minute. They're showing a lot of basketball, which of course they're showing. But so I'm getting the live timing going. And I don't have my shorts links, but I'm going to get in the habit of sending that out there just so people can get comfortable seeing it and stuff. I've been Sterling. Hola. Hey, Sterling. So it's good to see you, Sterling. As you probably know, the broadcast is starting right now, 9:25 a.m. on Eastern on ESPN2, and then the cars actually start moving in 5 minutes. So it's 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time for free practice 1, and then free practice 2 is later today. Free practice 3 is the same time now tomorrow, and then qualifying is tomorrow, and then the race on Sunday. I'm pretty excited. There's NASCAR's got a triple header, but I'm not as excited about that. IMSA and FIA WEC, or that's FIA WEC, I think is how you pronounce it, is at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring, Florida this weekend. So there's a lot of activities going on. Liza Bell Jean, sorry, you're interspersed with all the Joe Harts. How you doing? So yeah, this is Jeddah Corniche circuit. It's the second longest circuit in Formula One presently, and it's the second fastest, and it's got the most corners, 27 corners. This is only the third year. 2021 was the first year, then last year, and then will be the third year. But elevation is 2.48 meters, kilometers. No, meters. What? I'll have to see what. It can't be meters because that's nothing, and it can't be kilometers because that's way too much. Sorry, I just read it on the. But anyway, it's I would say it's pretty widely known, at least for now. I mean, it's a new track to everybody, but it's pretty widely known. It's the most dangerous, or one of the most dangerous. The first year they had 2 safety cars, which is a pretty high incidence. I was trying to research as much I could about safety cars, but it was weird. I was like, how many safety cars on average, how many safety cars are there in Formula One? And they're telling me about the safety car, like, well, Mercedes for 12 years. I was like, no, I care about the concept of safety car, not the car itself. And it was nearly impossible to find any information, but here, I'm going to drink some water here. It's real sunny. Alterations have been made at the Jeddah circuit to increase safety and improve visibility with the additions of rumble lines, beveled curbs, reprofiled walls, and the relocation of the third DRS zone. That's cool. Their second DRS zone, the first 3 turns are like left, right, left, right, left. It's weird. It's the anyway, it's strange, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. There's the anyway, like I said, like I just said, sorry for repeating myself, but so Sterling, how you doing? Hope everything's okay, Sterling. It's good to have you. Thank you for being here. And Liza Bell, thank you. And there's Max. He's smiling. He was delayed getting there because he had a stomach flu or some stomach problem. And he's smiling. They probably are trying to make sure everybody sees him smiling. so people don't go, oh, he's sick. And there's Fernando Alonso. What is this? Oh, it's only 1 minute early, but he is in his car. He has laser lights on, laser eyes. It's on ESPN2, by the way, but I guess some people have Sky News and not Sky News, Sky. And then Charles Leclerc, of course, will serve a 10-place grid penalty for a third replacement electronic control unit, power unit failure last race, 2 weeks ago. So Ferrari is just continuing on from last year, and they blamed it all. I mean, I know the team principal is the top person, and I know the team principal, the buck has to stop at their desk. I understand that. I understand that. So if there's problems with Ferrari, he is responsible, whether he's responsible or not. But the most important person in Italy is the Pope. I'm watching the Spanner channels. Cool. What are they? I used to occasionally know some of the channels. Uh-oh. There's a car stopped on the track. I guess he's off the pit road. That's weird. Okay, I guess he's not on the pit. So it started. The 60 minutes have begun. They're showing 1, 2, 3 cars on the. Oh, sorry. Let me go off. Launch live timing. I got to get this going so I can be looking. And like I said, 2 years. This is their 3rd year. Why don't they put the numbers? Oh my golly. 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 are on the track so far. About half medium tires, half hard tires. DeVries, Potas, Hunt, Houghton, Hulkenberg, one of those 3 will have the first time. That's what I usually do when I'm I just woke up. Well, good morning. Yeah, it's pretty early. So Lance Stroh is still in the garage, and he is in the car. So Lance Stroh had a really good, performance 2 weeks ago. He was hurt, and he, the rise, go the rise, woohoo! Was that the first? Yeah, I always like the first. You already have time? I have live stuff. Anyway, you don't want to see me, so let me bring that out here. Where is it? So some version of this is what I usually look at. It's slightly, anyway, it's been really strange. I could log in 2 different parts at formula1.com and get 2 completely different live timings. So it's kind of weird. And one I liked a lot more than the other. Bottas is going well. Go Bottas. Yeah, they're talking, or they. It seems like people are hopeful that Bottas will start doing special performances. I don't know. I mean, he's it's not a super it's certainly the best of the rest. Yeah, I mean, not the best of the rest, but he's in mid-pack, his team. So it's not a yay. Karun Chandak. I love him. He's great. He's my Bottas 135.701, first time and best lap. Well, that's 5 seconds faster than DeVries, 2 seconds faster than Hulkenberg. Go Bottas, 135.701. I think Lewis Hamilton's record is 130 or 131, one of those 2. So we still have quite a few seconds to get down. Bottas is on medium tire. The next 2 are hard. Next 2 are medium. Next one is hard. So there's no pattern yet on. I mean, the 2 fastest are medium. The fastest is hard. Sands just got in as the fastest. 134.831 on a hard. So, I mean, anyway, we can't really study the Checo couldn't turn, had to be pushed back. Checo couldn't turn, had to be pushed back. That doesn't sound good. Checo, get out there. On my screen, Perez has a time, but it sounds like sounds like you're in the future. So yeah, I see Perez doing 56, 57, 58, 59, but that I'm sure it's before he has problems. Checo couldn't turn, had to be pushed back. Oh, I hope you're talking in the past, right? That's not in my future. Yeah, Perez is 110, and they're both blue. Segment 1 and 2 are both blue. So I'm going to act as if he's still Perez, all 3 of them. So he's on a soft tire. He's the only car on a soft tire right now, except for Alonso's on soft, but there's no time for him yet. So Perez did 132.969. Segment 1, 2, and 3 are all the best times for all 3 segments. So he blew everybody away by almost 1.5 seconds. Norris is second. Oh my goodness. Will Norris show up? Will what's he's called? Zach Brown. What do they call it? McLaren. Maybe McLaren will show up. Everybody so far with soft, I think. No, just 2 people on soft. And in the past, good. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I was like, oh no, he does not. Anyway, there'll be problems, of course. So according to this, which is on Formula1.com, Perez who's fastest, and Alonso has soft. And I can't see 20. I can't see Stroll and Verstappen, but the rest are about half hard, half medium. But Sands is still second, and he's hard. You know, generally soft is fastest, medium second fastest, hard's third fastest, and soft wears down quicker than medium, than hard. So there's positive and negative to all tires. So Perez first with an awful beginning. Yeah, they, you know, who's they, but it sounds like Perez is going to get the pole. It almost sounds like Perez might get the win, but you know, Max is Max. You know, everybody's got to have their testosterone, you know, all that testosterone and machismo, and you know, Max is the only person that matters on the racetrack. But I think Perez is going to have something to say about it, and I think Alonso just started. His sector 1 is plus 1.4, so he's not even in the same. That's not even in the same atmosphere. Where is he on here? Alonso. Yeah, those aren't close. Hopefully, yeah, but I mean, we needn't even look because he was. What do we got for segment 2? He's 104. Yeah, plus 2.3 seconds. Yeah, Alonso's doing something else. Alonso clearly is not going for speed. To be 1.5 seconds and then 2.5 seconds, I mean, he's not trying to be the fastest. So what do we got? On my TV, we have 13 with times and 7 with no times. Piastri, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Alonso, Verstappen, and Stroll. That's on my TV. My TV has a little delay. My this should be live, so it has 14. And so TV is 14 now, without Alonso being the last place person. Again, he was doing something, warming up tires or just getting you. It's weird. He usually goes right up. So anyway, Piastri, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Stroll, and Verstappen are the ones that couple of outlaps. Piastri, Ocon, and Gasly are out there doing something. They're all on mediums. So yeah, Perez is soft and Alonso's soft, and the others it's almost exactly half hard and half medium. I don't want to count them because I'm too OCD, but that's what go Perez. And you know, I supposedly I did a lot of research, blah 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 blah. Laurent Mekies for Ferrari. They're showing all the Ferrari people. Whew, lot of pressure. And again, if you want to do a watch along, I haven't started calling my streams watch alongs, but I probably should, because that's kind of, top 2. Okay, Alonso is the fastest on a soft tire. 132.838, and segment 1 and 3 are the fastest. So he didn't do the fastest on segment 2, but still did a whole lap the fastest. And what is he? Oh, Perez is pretty close. So plus 0.131. So yeah, the 2 soft tires, of course, are usually the fastest. So they're Verstappen matters because he is winning, as Hamilton did in the past. He will be moved by somebody else after a few years. I think he's it depends on Red Bull, but I think, you know, it all depends on Red Bull, but I'm assuming Max will win, you know, 3 of the next 5 championships. I think he and Red Bull will be toward the top for a while. and it can change quickly. So I might be completely wrong, but it won't be Perez. Perez will always be number 2, but Perez always has that. He has a pretty fiery personality, and he doesn't like being number 2. He's not like Bottas, with Mercedes. 201. Yeah, I didn't see it. What do we got here? Hamilton. Woohoo! He's got the fastest time on hard tires. 132.665. And section 1, 2, and 3 are all not the fastest. That is so bizarre. And he still did a fastest lap. So Hamilton, Alonso, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Sargent is 6th. Hulkenberg 7th, pretty good. Sonoda 8th, probably pretty good. Russell, oh my goodness, what's wrong with him? Magnussen, Albon, De Vries, Norris, Bottas, Zhou, and Stroll. So they have 16 with times, 3 on the, and Verstappen doing nothing. I guess Verstappen's sitting in the garage. No, nothing. I can't see his tire. Let me try to bring it up. Verstappen is not even showing a tire. And that's usually done, minutes before they hit the track. So I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he probably still is somewhat sick. I mean, like, my opinion is I would imagine their life is fairly cushy. So even if you are horribly sick, you get on that cushy plane and you sleep on the cushy bed and you recuperate while you're going. I mean, if you're planning on doing the race, I would just get there and you have a cushy life. I wouldn't think staying at home is going to get him feeling better quicker. I mean, everybody likes to be at home, but that's my opinion. I might be jealous because I'm broke and they have a ton of money. But anyway, Perez is back on top. Woohoo! And Hamilton, and Albon is number 2. Let me go off screen. Wow, Albon is, man, Perez blew everybody away. So the second place, the gap is plus 1.089. So little more than a second. So it's plus 1.0, plus 1.1, 1.3, 1.6, 1.6, 1.7, 1.7, 1.9. So those 8 drivers are really close to each other, and Perez is blowing them away. Alonso is now 4th on soft tires, and Albon and Hamilton has passed them. I don't know what white is for segments. Pink is the quickest of the segments. I guess I don't know white, green, and yellow. I don't know what they are. Sainz just did 3. So Sainz just went to 2nd, and his gap is plus 0.672. Actually, I probably doesn't need. I heard Red Bull is having VP, as in vice president, problems. Don't know the entire story. I mean, there's a lot of speculation out there, but Red Bull's owner, Dietrich Medikits. I'm sorry, I don't. You sent me a lot of good information and we covered it, but I will never remember how to pronounce his name. But he passed away, and so they needed to get someone to take his place. And Marco, Helmut Marko, has had free reign and he had autonomy. He was called a consultant because he only reported to Helmut, he reported to whoever I just said, Dietrich. So supposedly the new person to take over, which it's not an owner, it's a manager, it's a president, or it's not an owner. So it's kind of wild to think they can take over the whole ship. But anyway, there was rumors. I wouldn't say it any more than that Helmut Marko might depart because he doesn't have absolute free reign. He's 80 years old. I didn't know he was so old, but he's an old curmudgeon. I don't think he'll ever leave. I think he will be, when he leaves, he'll be in a cardboard box. I think that's how he will leave Formula One. But Leclerc, yeah, that was too late. Yeah, sorry about that. So I hope that's not That was Leclerc's radio. Hopefully there's not, what's that called? Reliability problems. Hopefully not. It sounded like someone made a mistake and got it in the way of the other people. So, heard Red Bull is having, yeah, by the way, I mean, just so I can understand what you're saying, Liza, do you mean vice president, VP? I mean, I do believe it was privately held until the gentleman died. So I don't think they have vice presidents. It's not that hierarchy. But I assume you're referring to Helmut Marko, who is, he is something else. He speaks his mind, and he's always right, and so I didn't quite realize how much autonomy he had with, Dietrich. Dietrich idolized Helmut back when he raced, and then he brought him on board, and Helmut was like, so he was idolizing him, and then he became his boss, but they were more friends, and so Helmut said, I'm not going to talk to anybody but you, and they set it up that way. And Red Bull has hundreds of employees with Christian Horner. Christian Horner is the team principal. The team principal is supposed to be the boss of the team, and they usually are, and Christian Horner is. And he has Helmut Marko that just flits and flies around and says anything he wants, anytime he wants, with complete autonomy. Yes, a VP. The person came from Red Bull Soccer. Oh, the new guy? Okay, yeah, the Griff Fats, or I forgot his name, but I think it's something Fats, Faff, I think is the last half of his last name. But I mean, he's put into place. So between him and Helmut, I mean, Dietrich is gone. So Helmut now no longer has any protection, and no one likes Helmut. I guess he found and put he found Max and brought him in and stuff, but Alonso. So Perez 131.4, and Eliza, yes, a VP. The person came from a Red Bull Soccer, and an Alonso. So yeah, let's go back to the times and stuff. Alonso number 1. So the top 2 are still soft tires. The next 5 are hard tires. The next 7 is medium tires. So somehow hard has separated from medium, but in the opposite direction. Hard is faster, and it's not supposed to be. Medium slower, and it's not supposed to be. So that's kind of weird. And there's a third soft. Stroll has soft, but he's 16th out of 19. And Verstappen still, let me look for Verstappen's tires. Verstappen still does not have tires identified. I'm not, like I said, I'm not entirely sure, but that's usually, that's usually, I'm going to go off screen and read the Formula One live timing. The TV is probably, look at that beautiful track. Perez did fastest. Oh, sector. Sorry, I was saying segments. My bad. S1, 2, 3 is sector. Sector 1, 2, 3. I knew that didn't sound right. Sector, not segment. Sectors. I mean, I guess we all understand what they are, no matter what they're called. But okay, so who was that? So Alonso did fastest. Albon. Okay, Alonso did fastest time in S1, but not in S2. Oh, damn. Okay, now that his time has been entered. Okay, so Perez is 1 minute 30.592 seconds. Alonso is plus 0.177. Leclerc 1.4. Wow, the third car is already almost 1.5 seconds. So let me read those. It's 1.4, 1.4, 1.5, 1.5. I mean, those 4 are right next to each other, but an hour. Hard tires. Sorry, those are 4 hard tires. And then 1.9, 1.9, 1.9, 2.0. Those, nope. One of them is hard tires. So 3 of those 4 are medium tires. They're so close to each other. That's wild. So anyway, the names: Perez on top, then Alonso, then Leclerc, Albon, Hamilton, Sainz, De Vries, Gasly, Russell, Norris, Magnussen, Sargent, Tsunoda, Piastri, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Stroll, Zhou. And then Verstappen still with no tires, I do believe. Hamilton's being pushed back into his paddock. I don't know. I think it's called something else. His bay. I think those are called bays. So, wow, FIA is running around scanning tires, and she did like 4 tires in about 3 seconds. I would say that's not very efficient. I mean, that's not very precise. You could mess. She did 4 tires in 3 seconds. But hopefully they have their own, what's it called? Checks and balances. FIA. So Verstappen is on the track. How come it doesn't show his tires? I mean, it will now. Verstappen's on soft tires, and he is on the track. He just finished Sector 1 on the TV. That means he's way done elsewhere. So on TV, he's plus 0.786, 3/4 of a second after Sector 2. So, it's close, but, not spectacular. I don't think he would want to sit out for, what time is it? Wow. It's 38 minutes left. So he did not get on the track for the first 21, 22 minutes. That's a lot of time to not be on the track. I'm sure he's confident, maybe overconfident. Who knows? So the Verstappen is third. So the top 3 are soft tires. Next 4 are hard. Next 2 are medium. So they're kind of spread apart. So Verstappen so Perez is 130.592 still. Alonso is plus 0.17. And then Verstappen is plus 0.97. So he's 0.8 seconds behind Alonso. So, and that was his first, someone else, Alonso, I guess, Alonso was like 18th for his first lap, and then he went to the top. So I don't know, maybe there's a wind up. I don't know. Usually it's not that drastic, but yeah, there's 27 turns in this. You can't, it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. There's like 2 straight. I mean, there's 3 DRS sections, but 2 places that are straight. The third DRS, half of that distance is left, right, and then it kind of straightens up. So it's weird that they added that. They didn't add it. They modified actually one of the other DRSs, not that one. So that one probably needed to be. Gasly is 4. Holy moly. Alonso went on top, 135.09. Go Zoe. Uh-oh, not there. What happened? Alonso, 135.09. And then Perez is plus 0.083, less than 1/10 of a second. And Verstappen more than a second behind. And then Gasly is only 0.3 behind Verstappen. So Gasly seems to be, Gasly's supposed to be toward the front, but they had a real bad first race, real bad testing. Alpine, I believe, is the name of the team. I'm still learning the teams to be able to speak about it on the top of my tongue, but so they all have times. Verstappen finally has the time. Zhou is 20th, and he's plus 4.602. So the entire field is within 4.6 seconds, and he's on hard. Once Ferrari in trouble. MG watch issues. MG. I'm not sure what MG is. Yeah, where's Ferrari? 5th and 8th. 5th is pretty poor for Leclerc, but he had a power unit failure last week. Plus, he's getting a 10-place grid penalty. I mean, it's not like you don't want to try real hard, but if you get first in qualifications, you're 11th at the start, and if you get 10th during qualifications, you're 20th at. I mean, it's a big change. So he will definitely be way behind the 2 Red Bulls, the 2 Mercedes, probably the 2 Aston Martins. So anyway, so MG watch issues. Is that an announcer on your media channel? Yeah, sorry. I don't know your lingo. MG watch issues. So Verstappen at the top, 130.494. Allo, 0.01. So they are really neck and neck. So still, okay. So the 3 top are soft tires. The next 2 are medium. So they finally have jumped around. Next 4 are hard. So Gasly and Ocon are on the mediums, 4th and 5th. So that's at least it's kind of aligning up to the way it's supposed to be. Alonso, come on. So anyway, there's a 1.07 factor rule in Formula One. I don't know a whole bunch about it, but it's 107%. So whoever, and I don't know exactly where it applies. I don't know if it applies in practices. I'm pretty positive it applies in qualifications, which is tomorrow afternoon, and then it applies in races. But whoever gets the fastest time, again, I'm not sure if it's for the 3 free practices, 1, 2, and 3. I think it starts in qualifying. But whoever has the fastest time, if you're 107% slower than them, or more, then you didn't qualify, and you have to get special permission to get in the race. And I know some people here don't like exceptions, but usually every car is invited to the race if they're over 107%. But anyway, I don't have 107% off the top of my head, but I'm sure I'm sure Joe is below it, and probably Bottas, Hülkenberg, Stroll, and Joe are at least. But if it's 100, if it's 90, I don't know how to do that. Let me try to figure it out here. So the first person is 90 seconds. So 90 times 1.07 is 96 seconds. Okay, I'm wrong. All 20 of them are in it. He's close. And so it's 96. So it's 136, and Joe is 135, and there's a 134. So anyway, I didn't know. Oh, I know what it is. I just didn't know what the MG standard for. It just doesn't cross my head when I see that. In a sentence, the MGUH harvests thermal energy from a Formula One's car exhaust and is an evolved part of a turbocharger. A turbo consists of 2 parts, a turbine and a compressor that are joined by a shaft. Woohoo! Too bad they're having issues. This is race number 2, and they've already gotten a 10. Oh, I mean, the grid penalties suck, of course, but it's probably worse that what's his name? Leclerc did not. He's unclassified from last week, or last race. So when you're unclassified, I'm learning about some things of Formula One, and there's other things I know a ton about. But it's anyway. Golly, I got woo. Okay, so anyway, what do we got here? I'm watching a commercial and I was distracted, and I think, oh, the cars take a break. No, of course. Okay, top 4 are soft, then 2 mediums, and then 4 soft. So it does look like everybody's transitioning to softs. It's still, what do we got? 29 minutes left. Uh-oh. Just saw a bunch of, yeah, boy, that must be what you've been talking about. There was a bunch of smoke there. I didn't have my earbud in, so I don't know who it was. One, Verstappen, he went fastest in all 3 sectors. Russell, he's getting in there somewhere. So let's see here. Verstappen. And then Alonso is 0.447, so almost a half a second behind. Top 5 are soft tires, and then Ocon, and then Gasly. I'm sure just hasn't. Another soft went in front of him. So I'm sure Ocon and Gasly just haven't changed tires yet. Or, they haven't done a time with the new tires yet. I think. I don't know. Although their laps seem to be changing still. So I guess they're still on the medium. So top 7 are soft tires. Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Albon, 4th. Go Albon. Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon. So, and they just went down 1. So Ferrari is 7th and 8th. At least Leclerc and Sainz are the same, but yeah, that's pretty low. They ought to be a little higher. Albon, 4th. OMG, what's he doing? And where's his teammate? Sargent, 16th. So that's, Sargent is, he is way, he's punching way above his weight, or whatever that phrase is. But Sargent is 16th. So that's awesome. And Albon is 4th. Where did he come from? He's the Kevin Harvick of Formula One. No, I don't think he's notorious for where did he come from? So top 8 soft tires. Hamilton is 11th. Russell is 13th. So I guess they probably haven't gotten a full lap yet. They're both on softs. DeVries just changed the soft. Anyway, 2, 4, 5. It looks like 5 mediums, and I can't see Joe at the bottom. It's their screens block each other. So 5 mediums. 15 softs and 5 mediums. So they're definitely going in that direction. Woohoo! Go Sargent! He's the American. He's the only American driver in the 20, and I think he's the first in, I don't know, quite a few years. Although Mick Schumacher might have dual citizenship. He might be American and whatever his father is. I don't know what he is, Scandinavian or Swiss. Swiss, I think they're Swiss. Verstappen, sector 1, top time. Let me go to my screen because it's going to be ahead of us. Sector 2, top time. Man, Verstappen just wanted to blow everybody away. Hello, guys. I can blow you away. Poof. 129. So Verstappen is the first one to be sub 130, which the record, let me get the record. That should be the record. I mean, it is the record, but I don't know if they are official in practice. They probably have to wait for qualies. Let's see here. Lewis Hamilton, 130.734 is the lap record. Yeah. So 130.7. So the top three have beaten the record. It's still the top three have beaten the record. So I don't know. They may not be official in practice. They may have to wait for qualifying to be official. So 24:49 according to the TV. Let's see what it's here. 24:21. So that's not bad. 23 seconds off. So I think my leaderboard, or my live timing from Formula1.com is as close to live as you can get. No one has live, not even Sky, but not every, no one has live. But I think this is the closest. So if my TV is, what is it? 24 seconds. So yeah, my TV is 24 seconds behind. I would say that's fairly reasonable. Now, when it's 24 seconds behind B and Liza, then I'm, pretty upsetting. But Ocon, Alpine, Ocon. I like Ocon. Ocon had his 3 penalties last race 2 weeks ago, and that tied a record. And everybody's like, who has the record, don't you? I guess Pastor Maldonado is notorious for wrecking, and he's a lot like Romain Grosjean, but he's notorious for wrecking and, just doing stuff like that. So anyway, he had 3 penalties, and he held the record by himself. But then Ocon tied it. And Ocon's radio last race, I mean, everybody doesn't believe that they're breaking a rule. I think, they're like, there's no way I sped on, that's not what he did. He didn't speed. But but yeah, his radio was like, I've done that for weeks, and now it's illegal. I don't get it. And I'm like, wait until the race is over, and then you'll know what you did wrong. So poor guy. I like Ocon. I don't consider him as a French person, but he is. And Gasly, I do consider him a French person, and he is. And they're teammates, and they don't like each other. And, the team principal sat him down and said, I want to hire both y'all, but I'm not going to hire either of y'all until he didn't say that. But I want to hire both y'all, and it's only if y'all will get along. Alonso plus 0.694. That is huge. Almost 3/4 of a second. So top 10 are soft tires, 2 mediums left. Ocon and Gasly are the last 2 mediums. And on TV, what's P? Oh, I think that's park or, pit. Verstappen, Perez, Russell, Ocon, and Gasly all have a P, which I think is pit or park or something like that. I think it means they're off the track. Anyway, let's see here. James Valls, they're talking to Williams team principal. And Williams, well, Alex now is 7th, but Alex was 4th. So I was going to say Williams is always 10th out of 10. Why are they talking to him? But, Albon is 7. This is only free practice 1. I mean, we still have 2 more practices after this. We have 21 more minutes plus 2 more free practices and then qualifying. But it would be impressive if Albon, gets in the quali 2 or OMG if he gets in the quali 3. That would be awesome. Ouch. So the Ferrari just went over the curb, and the curbs are notorious for being, all curbs can do a lot of damage to these cars, but Saudi Arabian track is known, the Jeddah Cornish circuit is notorious for really harsh curbs. These are finely, perfectly tuned. And I bet engineers just hate when drivers go over curbs. They're like, we make this so perfect for you, and then you run over those things. And they got to cut corners. I mean, I know why they go over curbs, but so Hamilton struggling for grip. How much time? For some reason, my total TV screen, my TV screen is off screen. I think you have to change those, the 16:9 ratio. I think you have to change one of those ratios. Stroh? I don't know. Where is he? Stroh is 9th. That seems pretty good. Go, Stroh. Let's go over here. So Stroh is 9th, 131.178. He's behind the front by 1.3 seconds, 1.363. He just did sector 1, so I guess he's redoing a lap. Okay, yeah, so it might be a new one coming up. Norris is on the TV screen. He would just like to forget last race. There's a lot of hoopla about would Norris have would he have a Stroh? Still just has sector 1. It's not showing sector 2 yet. But, people, something happened with his car. Oh, no. I don't like Stroh because he's he's got a silver spoon in his mouth. But I do want Alonso's teammate, whoever that be, do well. So I want Stroh to do well because I want Alonso. And I mean, a year ago, I mean, I'm flighty, of course, but a year ago I didn't like Alonso. I was like, why are people hiring him? He's just a jerk, which he was. And he was prima donna, and he had every right to do all those things, but he did them. And teams got, he's hired by like 4 or 5 teams. There's only 10 teams. You kind of run out. Struggling for grip. How much time are people finding? Currently thinking about a half a second. So 0.5. Poor Hamilton. Norris Radio. What's he say? Anyway, there's a lot of talk about, does Landon Norris have a, what's it called? Not disclaimer, but not waiver. Anyway, people are wondering if he has a clause. That's it. That he has a clause in his contract that says, you've hired me for 3 years or 2 years or whatever it is. You've hired me for 3 years. But if McLaren doesn't stay in top 6 teams, then I can walk away from that contract without being bought out. And which makes sense. I mean, but Zach Brown, who is, the top dog at, I think he's the CEO. I think he's also the team principal, but he's the CEO. So he's the top dude. But, and he's KG and smart and all sorts of things. So I assume he screws drivers at a moment's notice. So I assume Norris did not have that clause, but now looking at this situation, Stoffel Van Dorn, test and reserve driver for Aston Martin, but really he's in Formula E. That's what he's famous for now. Uh-oh. Is that McLaren? Who is it? 60. Who's 60? Anyway. So golly. So anyway, yeah, that would be, I don't know what people out there think about Landon Norris. I personally don't care for any of them. They don't care about me. Yep. People watch this stuff and get pretty jacked up, but you're right. You're right. They're not our best friends, but in my opinion, I would say sport is 60-70% emotion. I would say sport is mostly emotion. I don't think people are OCD like me and they sit there and, they're not all a robot. Like, give me the best time. I want the fastest driver. It's they're. I think anyway. I would personally say 60 to 70% of sport is emotion. People get rabid about their drivers and stuff. So, yeah. Excuse me if I get too excited. Hamilton will not be penalized for wearing jewelry. Well, let's hope not, but that's been a big talking point. Now, I think Bin he was really nice. He was the top dog of FIA. Ben Simbalin or something like that. I think he is gone. He made some controversial comments, and then he made more controversial comments, and then he had to quit. And I think he was the one that was really hung up on the jewelry. So, I mean, regardless if it's the president of, all three of them, Formula One, FIA, and Liberty Media, if the top person of all three of them said, Lewis Hamilton, you must get rid of your jewelry, there's no way in hell that he ought to need to get rid of his jewelry. That is the most silly thing in the world. He's been around forever. He's had the jewelry. He has the tattoos. They don't mention the tattoos, but I mean, he's had that jewelry forever, and he's a spokesperson. I thought is the stupidest thing in the world. And so anyway, yeah, I think that guy's gone. I don't have the exact details of I think it's Ben, Ben, and then Ben Salem, Salem, or something like that. But and I'd like to learn more about you are right. But as a woman, to me, is about sport. The opera is okay. But as a woman, to me, is about the sport. The opera is okay. Okay. I keep wondering who are robots out there. There are robots. There are, testosterone, machismo-driven robots out there. But and I mean, there's plenty of things I can be robotic about. Like tracking numbers, and that my OCD can kick in, and I can be robotic for sure. But yeah, I mean, I get jacked up. I get, it's Sergio's on the screen replay. So but as a woman, to me, it's about the sport. The opera is okay, probably meaning that's okay as in not okay. Like as when people say, how you doing? And you say, okay, that can mean okay, like almost great, or it could mean okay, almost suicidal. So okay doesn't. The jewelry could be a problem if he has a crash. I mean, I can understand why someone wants to get rid of the jewelry, but something I learned from someone very famous from Florida that says it's a risky sport. They know that they might wreck, they might get hurt, they might get killed, they might, it's a risky sport. So if there's a driver taking a risk with jewelry and there's a driver taking a risk without jewelry, they're taking a risk, but I'm not. When that jewelry thing started coming out, that's kind of when and it wasn't because of the jewelry, but that was when I started transitioning away from really disliking Hamilton to start like, wow, he's a pretty nice spokesperson. He's a pretty cool, dude. And plus they weren't winning anymore. So I always like the underdog, the people that can now unseat Max, which I don't know if Hamilton can, but he's one of the ones in the, so anyway. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it could catch on to something, or I mean, I don't, I mean, I can't think of 10 specific examples, but yeah, the claws of the jaws of life and stuff, they might have to, his jewelry could be hooked up against the halo. It's not, yeah, it is called halo. I always forget Formula One Formula One and IndyCar have the same piece, but they're called two different things. I think Formula One is called Halo. And 5 years ago or 7 years ago, neither one of them had that thing on their car. Just because all the machismo, the macho, Verstappen's on top with 10 minutes to go. 129.790. Allo behind by a half a second. Half a second. So second and third, half a second. Fourth and fifth, about a second. Oh, Russell and Hamilton is fourth and fifth. Woohoo! Ferrari is still sixth and eighth. Albon is seventh. Go, Albon! Alex Albon is super nice. I met him or got near him kind of at Miami. And he's very, very, very nice. But he drives for the worst team, so you feel for him. But yeah, so seventh. And where's his teammate? Sargent is 17th. And Albon is plus 1.2 and Sargent is plus 2.1. So that's 0.9 seconds harder. Hamilton's on a hard tire. He's fifth with a hard tire. Woohoo! Go Hamilton. So Russell's soft, Hamilton's hard. Often or usually teams use the same tires, but doing the same test. But that they're not. So according to the TV, everybody has soft, but Ocon. But on my screen, Hamilton says hard, De Vries says question mark, Hulkenberg says hard, and there's at least 3 mediums at the bottom. I don't think I've noticed the TV and the live timing to be that far off. That's a lot of discrepancies. So I'm sorry about that. Albon's got the P. Alonso has the P. And I think that's park or pit. Perez, there's a bit of strange smell from the car. Okay, we'll look at that. We'll take a look, I think it said. So, wow, we don't want smells. We do not want smells for sure. And where is he? Perez is third. So he's probably pushing it. Hulkenberg, what's he doing? Hulkenberg is 15th and they got him on the screen. Why is he on the screen if he's 15th? Sector 1 and 2 is yellow, which, like I said, I don't know the yellow, white, and green. I don't know those colors. The purple, I know. I know the purple, which is the best time for the entire field for that sector. Hamilton, there seems to be changes. Hamilton 5th, Albon 7th, and they're both on hard. That does not reflect on the TV. They're both shown as soft on the TV. Ick. I don't like that. Come on. Now, if we had to guess, I've found mistakes everywhere. But if I had to guess, I would say Formula1.com would probably be the most accurate or true. And the TV only gets their information from, the teams and stuff. So I would say the TV's probably wrong, but I don't know. Verstappen. So we've got 6 minutes, 13 seconds left. Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Albon, Leclerc, Gasly, Stroll, De Vries, Ocon, Piastri, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Sargent, Bottas, Zhou, Norris. Hulkenberg and Magnussen are right next to each other, 15th and 16th. They have their I don't know if my viewers everywhere is 5 rings, really? Well, his digits, a risk because of speed is one thing, but the child wants to wear rings and cry about it. You're hard to read. You're so robotic. I thought you were pretty sympathetic let me go back up there. Hamilton will not be penalized for wearing jewelry. No, I guess that's pretty neutral. I thought you were sympathetic toward him. But I only get words from y'all, so I don't get voice inflection, so there's no way to know. 5 rings, really? Well, his digits, a risk because of speed is one thing, but the child wants to wear rings and cry about it. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you about jewelry. I was mostly concerned about his near. I was pointing to my nose, but yeah, you're right. Those can get caught everywhere. You know, in IndyCar, which only does IndyCar, this is not NASCAR or Formula One, but IndyCar, when you wreck, you let go of the steering wheel because it will grab your hand and break your hand. So you let go of the handle. So since that's not true, someone almost went into the wall. It was Stroh. Oh, come on, Stroh. I see Hamilton on my screen. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, his rings can be grabbed on. But anyway, since they don't let go in Formula One, his rings could catch anything. Now, I mean, I mean, I know people have lost fingers because their ring would be caught in machines and stuff like that. So I know it can happen. But yeah, I don't, King Baby. There's a lot of King Babies around. Lewis Hamilton is, my opinion, Lewis Hamilton is the most famous motorsports person at this moment in time and for the past 10 years. The most famous. Not that that matters. There ought to be rules for everybody, but that's a big spokesperson. Really, really, really huge spokesperson. So anyway, yeah, I'm not, okay. Really? 5 rings? Really? I won't argue. I guess you were in debate club in your previous lives. And oddly enough, I wasn't, but I get jacked up. People know how to jack me up. That's for sure. So what do we got? Verstappen did a quickest lap again. This is boring. I don't like that word. This is unfulfilling. It's unfulfilling. So with 2 minutes, 50 seconds, Verstappen is 129.662. Perez is plus 0.438. Alonso 0.653. And Russell 1.1. Hamilton 1.1. Sainz 1.2. Gasly 1.2. Albon 1.3. Tsunoda 1.4. I mean, those are all together. So from 4th through 14th, wait, that just changed. Through 12th. Yeah, something just changed. I don't know what changed. But from 5th to 12th, they're all next to each other with hard and soft tires, assuming the live timing is correct. The TV still shows all soft tires. Now, the other thing I think about the TV is maybe it's, I think everything ought to be manually, automatically changed, but I'm sure some things still happen manually. So there may be a human that has to manually change that S on the screen. I would assume everything's automatic, but obviously not. With it being imported from, computer system to computer system or whatever. So I'm sure there's still 2 minutes to go. I'm sure on my screen it's a little lower. 1:30, 1 minute, 28 seconds. So it still shows Hamilton and Albon on hards. Verstappen is doing another lap. Why does he keep doing laps when he keeps blowing everybody away? Leclerc is currently 11th, and he's on the circuit. So yeah, when this ends, after we talk about the results and stuff, I'll probably talk about the IMSA and the FIA. I don't think you pronounce it that way. I know you pronounce FIA as FIA. I don't know how to pronounce WEC, World Endurance Championship. But I like to say FIA WEC just because. But FIA WEC is at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring, Florida, with IMSA, and I think 4 series of IMSA is there. So there's a lot of action going on there. 5 series, 5 races. Most of those series have 2 races each. So that's a ton of races. So let's see here. 41. Oh, I'm gonna read it. Everybody gets to finish the lap they're on, but I'm gonna read everything as soon as a P1. As soon as it gets to 0. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is 0 now. So Verstappen is 129.662, Perez 0.438, Alonso 0.653, Stroll is fourth, 0.915, Russell 1.109, Hamilton 1.125, Sainz 1.262. And I'll wait for them all to finish. Like most of the drivers, not most, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 drivers have gotten a time for sector 1, but not sector 2. So they're all on a lap. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have sector 2, but not sector 3. So that's still 13 drivers. Anyway, on the TV, which I love because they put the checkered flags, there's 7 checkered for each driver. They put a checkered flag. So currently 7 of the 20 are done. Sainz, Albon, Leclerc, De Vries, Piastri, Hülkenberg, Zhou, and Norris are all done. That's 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 18th, 19th, 20th. They're all done. Allo just finished. I think I saw another one. I don't know who it was. Sainz, Gas, Albon. Verstappen is still the fastest. Again, 129.617. Currently, Perez is 0.483, but he still has to do sector 3 and get a checkered flag on the TV. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 have checkered flags. So there's 5 left. Perez, Stroll, Ocon. Perez and Stroll are the only 2 left that need to finish their time. Perez and Stroll. I mean, according to the TV. Yellow flag. Why would it say yellow? My live streaming, my live timing says yellow flag. It should say checkered flag. I guess someone went off, in the last couple of seconds here. I don't know what the yellow is. Anybody know what the yellow is? And I think that Stroll was a few minutes ago. Yeah, that's 8 minutes ago. So I might be wrong. I mean, they might go to yellow, but I don't think they do. Virtual safety car. Wow, that's not even just yellow. That's a virtual safety car. What are they doing that for? Virtual safety car, it's just a test. But there's only one car on the track. Perez is the only one being tested for the virtual safety car. The other 19 are parked. That's bizarre. I'm sure they didn't want to waste too much time of the practice. But anyway, that's done. They all have checkered flags on the TV. That's usually what I base it on, that everybody now has a final time. Let's look over here. I have quite a few sectors not filled in. And Perez just filled in sector 2. So I guess they're still changing. Yeah, I guess these aren't going to all fill in. But I have cars that don't have sector 3 filled in. Verstappen, Perez, Stroll, Russell, Hamilton, and Verstappen just filled. So I guess we're way behind on this. Piastri still has sector 2 and 3 to go. For some reason, those are all taking a long time. Anyway, I'll probably start reading the stuff, even though those are still coming in. Okay, so Verstappen was the best lap, and he did that like 5 times. He kept getting faster. It was about 5 times. I think it was 5 times that he kept increasing the speed. So his best lap is 129.617, which beats Lewis's lap record, which I haven't heard them talk about, so I guess it doesn't count in practice. I guess it has to happen in qualifications, which it will, most likely, so Verstappen will get it. I mean, the top 4 has beaten the record, so I'm sure someone will do it. Verstappen now has just gotten sector 1, but not 2 and 3. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is, it's not normally doing it this way. I apologize that I keep perseverating about it. So, okay, Verstappen, 129.617. Perez plus 0.483. Alonso 0.698. Stroll 0.960. Russell 1.154. Boy, oh boy, Mercedes. Hamilton 1.17. Sainz 1.307. Gasly 1.332. Albon 1.413. Sonoda 1.493. Leclerc 1.5 second, 1.501. Leclerc, oh my goodness. Ocon 12th, 1.4. De Vries 1.8. Piastri 1.8. Hulkenberg 1.9. Magnussen 1.9. Sargent 2.3. Bottas 2.3. Bottas started as the fastest time, and now he's 18th, which, I mean, they're always the fastest time. You're the fastest time when you're one of one. But Joe is 19th and Norris 20th. Norris is plus 2.532. Yeah, what does anybody think about Norris's, if Norris would have a clause in his contract? I almost think that ought to be a automatic, what do we got? 1036. Anyway, let's stop that screen. I don't think I did. Here, let me see what I got up here. Okay, so I came to the March Madness stuff, even though that's, an hour and a half in the future, but maybe I'll just talk about the first four games, or just mention them. I don't know enough about all the stuff to talk in depth about who won and who was an upset and all that stuff. So, okay, so that was the first four. I mean, I guess we can go over the results. So Tuesday the 14th, Texas A&M Corpus Christi beat Southeast Missouri to advance. Pittsburgh, 11th rank, beat Mississippi State to advance. And then on Wednesday, FDU beat Texas Southern as a blowout to advance. And then Arizona State blew out Nevada to advance. That was first four. And then yesterday, there's 16 games. Obviously, I'm not going to go through them all. Maybe I will. So Maryland won, Virginia won, Missouri won, Kansas won, Alabama won, San Diego State won. That's 6 of them. Princeton won. Huge blowout. I mean, huge upset. Princeton 15 beat Arizona number 2. Huge upset. Love that. Arkansas won. Auburn won. Duke won. Texas won. Northwestern won. Tennessee won. Houston won. UCLA won. Penn State won. And then today, which again, this starts at 12:15, so it's still an hour and a half or so. The first four games today, at 12:15, it's number 7 Michigan State against number 10 USC. At 12:40, it's number 3 Xavier against 14 Kennesaw State, I think you say it. At 1:30, these are all Eastern time. Number 3 Baylor against 14 UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara, I think. And then at 2 p.m. is 5th St. Mary's CA. St. Mary's, California? I don't know what the CA stands for. Not the 5th ranked against 12th VCU. So that's the first four games. So anyway, let me go. So let me see. I don't think I have the, what are we looking for? I'm looking for, So yeah, let me sorry, I'm finding IMSA and okay, so I got IMSA, and now I need to get Sebring. They're slightly different schedules. FIA-WAC. No, FIA-WAC, I think. It could be WEC is the way it's pronounced. I don't know. Don't know. Track schedule. Whoa. Okay. So let's I'm gonna do those. Let's see here. So present, share screen. I guess I'm gonna go to IMSA first. No. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna so I'm gonna go full screen layout. This is from IMSA's website, so it has I think FIA WEC is not in this schedule. This is just for the major IMSA series that are at Sebring this weekend. So let me go off screen. So of course it started Wednesday the 15th, and then Thursday the 16th, and then today is the 17th. So Friday, March 17th, 2023, practice 4 for the top series, which is IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. And that's from 8:55 to 9:05. I guess we missed that. Qualifying is 9:15 to 10:25. That ended 17 minutes ago. I guess that was in duel with Formula One, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. So I put it into the description. I was hopeful. Anyway, Saturday, March 18th, which is the main event, that's the Mobile One 12 Hours of Sebring. It's a 12-hour race. And then FIA WEC is the day before, which I'm going to look at it on another schedule. But that's 10-hour, I think. So they have a 10-hour race and a 12-hour race. That's pretty intense. So, okay, Saturday, March 18th, 8 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. is the warm-up for WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. And then from 10:10 a.m. to 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Mobile One 12-hour of Sebring. So that's the main event. That's the main event for you know what I mean. But probably not as much excitement about IMSA and I didn't do FIA-WAC. Sorry, that's what I call it. My bad. So this is the schedule from Sebring, and I'm still off screen, so I'm going to go off screen so I can read it. So it's 10:44. So if I went up into the schedule, so at 10:30 there's parade laps. At 10:45 there's autograph sessions. 11:10 there's grid walk, and then 12 to 8 is the 1,000 miles of Sebring, or 8 hours, whichever comes first. So I was wrong. I thought it was whatever I said. I don't know what I said. 10 hours. Anyway, 1,000 miles of Sebring, or 8 hours, for the FIA World Endurance Championship. That's 12 o'clock today. Whoo-wee. I think I'm doing 11:45, and I'm probably going to anyway. And then Saturday, tomorrow's, similar to what we just went over, is 8 Day 20 is the warm up for the, WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, and then a parade lap, and then grid walk and driver's introduction. And then the main event, 10:10 a.m. to 10:10 p.m., the 71st Mobile One 12-hour of Sebring for the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. So that's what's going on over there. I might exit. Let's see here. I'm not caring too much about NASCAR this weekend, although, some of my viewers is really excited about NASCAR and Hendrick and, but let's see here. So I'm going to just go through, let's see here. So present, share screen. So this is NASCAR, so this is NASCAR.com, and they have a tab that says NASCAR on TV, and I print it up every week, and we usually go over it. But, okay, so Friday, March 17th, let's go to, it's 10:46. So anyway, 9:15 was qualifying on Peacock, and then 10:30 is a re-air, noon is a re-air. Noon, I don't really get what NASCAR Pace Lap MAV TV is. I don't have a subscription to MAV TV. And 3 p.m. is a re-air for that. So 3 p.m. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Oh, okay. At Atlanta Motor Speedway, this is probably the 4th race or 5th race or 3rd race there that it's treated as a super speedway. So it used to be just Daytona International Raceway and Talladega Super Speedway were the only super speedways, of course. And then Atlanta was reground and redesigned and blah, 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 blah. And it now is exactly like a super speedway, but it's not. I think it's 1.5 miles. So it's a miniature super speedway. But for super speedways, they don't have practice. So it's a triple header. The Truck Series and the Xfinity and the Cup are there this weekend. So all 3 of them have qualifying, and all 3 of them do not have practice. So that's a pretty different, or I don't know. I haven't totally figured out the practice. Next week is COTA, and they just announced changes to COTA like 3 days ago or 2 days ago. So I don't think NASCAR knows the practice schedule yet. So of course I'm not going to know it yet. Anyway, so 3 p.m. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series qualifying at Atlanta Motor Speedway, FS1. 4:30. Oh, and then they usually it's truck on Friday, Xfinity on Saturday, and Cup on Sunday, but that's not true here. It's very different here, or, it's different. They do truck and Xfinity on Saturday. So therefore, truck and Xfinity qualifying is on Friday. So anyway, 4:30 is Xfinity qualifying at Atlanta, FS1, and then 6 p.m. in NASCAR Race Hub. So let me at least get a start on Saturday. So Saturday, March 18th, first thing re-air, second thing re-air, third is the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, 12 hours of Sebring race, Peacock. And then 11:30 that should be a re-air. Oh, no, that's Cup. I'm sorry. So Saturday, 11:30 in the morning is Cup qualifying. That would be kind of cool. I like qualifying. 1 p.m. race day, 2 p.m. The Craftsman Truck Series race is 2 p.m., 2:18 or 2:19 is green flag. And then NASCAR Race Hub, race day. And then 4:30 is when the 12 hours of Sebring goes to a more main, when it's halfway done, it goes to a more main channel. So at 4:30, when it's halfway done, the 12 hours of Sebring goes to USA Network. 4 p.m. NASCAR Xfinity Series, the race at AMS, 5 p.m., and then a re-air. So, and then Sunday, of course, is just the, re-air. And then 1:30 is NASCAR race day, and then 2 p.m. is the Cup race. But, 3 p.m. is, oh, I'm sorry, 1:30 and 2 p.m. are both NASCAR race days, and then 3 p.m. is the race, but that's 3:19, 3:18, whatever. So that's about it. I've got a stream at 11:45, I believe. So I'll be back for that. I'm not staring at it. I think it's let's see. That is first round for the Big Dance March Madness NCAA Championship. And the first game's at 12:15, but I try to do a pre-game kind of thing. And I try to end by tip-off, but you know me, I always talk too long. So anyway, okay. Well, Liza Bell, thanks for coming, and thanks for offering your insight and your lively debate topics. I guess you said I'll get training for YouTube through you. So I get trained by you. So thank you. Anyway, I will, as usual, I'll leave the same way I always do. But first, let's do a shout out to all the streams. So I'm on my laptop. I'm streaming to StreamYard. The plan I have, I can stream to 8 destinations or platforms. So I just wanted to shout out to them. Today and the last couple of days, times, I've tried to broadcast to 8 and have succeeded at going to 8. I did finally update that one, so it's now no longer 7, it's now 8. So anyway, so I want to shout out to them. So thank you to all the live viewers and all the live spectators, etc. And I really appreciate comments also. And thank you for replay viewers. I appreciate that. I also like those comments. I respond to all comments if I find them and I, remember to. Anyway, I don't always know how to find all comments, but I think I get prompted with a notification if I got a comment. So even for replays, I love comments. So as long as it's not a debate. So anyway, to shout out the 8 streams, thank you to Facebook profile and Facebook page. I got 2. I'm still learning about them. LinkedIn profile. And then, of course, I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm probably going to modify the second one. But I have my primary channel, JoeHart, PwD's 8641. And then my backup channel, which, again, I may modify. But currently, it's Francis Assistant dash NK1GC. Nancy, Kevin, 1, George, Charlie, I think. I'm not looking at it, but I think that's it. And then Twitch, y'all are dependable. You keep coming back. I learned a lot from you, but I'm still know very little about y'all. And then, of course, 2 Twitter accounts. I did change the second one so that now it works. So the first one is JoeHart901. The second is Ray Great Zambini. The account that does not work is the one I want everybody to follow me on. And that's the, let me just type it out there. This is the Twitter account that I want everybody to follow me on, but that's the one that's having problem connecting with StreamYard. And I haven't been doing, I had been doing, oh, golly. I have an error to Twitch for some reason. An error occurred. Wait a minute. Wait a moment, then try again. Anyway, I don't need to send it again. But it doesn't seem to be. I guess if all 4 don't work, none of them work. I thought I would get a response, so I'm going to do it again. Okay, it appears that it might have worked. Let's see if Twitch works this time. Yeah, it works. So I guess when they say wait a moment, they really mean a moment. So anyway, okay, so that's the Twitter I want people to follow me from, but it's not currently communicating with StreamYard. So please subscribe to my Twitter account, NASCHart Inc. NASC, the first 4 letters of NASCAR, NASC, and then my last name, Hart, HART, and then Inc. for Incorporated. NASCHart Inc. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, but that's to all the shout outs. Thank you so much. So as usual, I'm going to end broadcast. Got to hit the button twice, and then I'll check out the eight destinations, and comments can still keep coming in. And then I'll hit leave studio, and then the comments can't. So I will say thank you, Liza Bell, everyone. See you later. And I type it once, and it goes 4 times to Facebook page, which is JoeHart Invisible Disabilities Advocacy. My YouTube primary channel, JoeHart PwD's. My backup channel, Francis Assistant, and then Twitch. That's the 4. I type it once, and it types 4 times. So, okay. So I will hit end broadcast. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to put my earbuds on. There seems to be some talk on TV. So, okay, I'm going to hit end broadcast, and I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. And then I have to do it a second time, and then it counts down 3, 2, 1 again. So end broadcast, and 3, 2, 1. Now I got to hit it again. And then after I hit it, it lasts 3 more seconds about. So 3, 2, 1, hit broadcast.